All right, buckle up gamers, because I just spent 4 hours in the Chrono Odyssey playtest, and you can actually watch every minute of it too. It's right here. I actually play the games before I give a first impression. This game is a serious contender, from the incredibly satisfying parry system that had me feeling like a god, to the genuinely exciting combat. This playtest was an absolute blast, but it was not all sunshine and rainbows for us melee users. Stick around to find out why this game still blew me away, despite those quirks. Hi, I'm Mooney, and this is my cat Furball. Let's get to the video. If you're new to the channel, I want to mention that I focus on movement a lot when it comes to the games that I play. So this game specifically has really good movement, but only if you're on controller, in my opinion. I'm on controller right now and it looks very smooth. I can run around. There's no problems with it. But for some reason, when I use mouse and keyboard, it does not feel good to me. It feels, I don't know, clunky, and it's like it's not responsive enough. It doesn't feel good to me. I really do not like it on mouse and keyboard. Like jumping even feels just like it's fighting me, like it doesn't want to listen to what I'm telling it to do. It does not feel responsive. But when I switch to controller, for some reason, it just wants to listen now. I can run around, jump around, nothing's a problem anymore. Switch weapons, all that is fast and reactive. Feels great. Now that's just the movement. Let's talk about the combat. Combat's the same thing. Mouse and keyboard, ick. Do it on controller, feels good. Everything is responsive. I can parry, I can dodge, easily switch targets if I need to. All of that's fast and responsive on controller. Now the resource management for my specific class, the swordsman, is very simple. It's like World of Warcraft, where if you're a warrior, you have rage. So you can see on the bottom left corner, I have a little yellow bar filling up right now as I'm attacking them. And then after filling it up a bit, I can use my ability. I don't have an access to a mount yet to show you. It costs 100k for a mount. I'm not that rich. I got like 33k. I do plan to stream this later though, so I might have a mount by then. They have a very simple way of traversing, which is just using the little waypoints. As you can see, I'm unlocking them right here, one right there, one right there. Just quick ways of traveling around. Now let's talk about the technical state and polish. Right away, I didn't feel like I was lagging at all. I use high settings and I normally cap at 60 FPS. Right now it's uncapped. You can see on the top right corner of my screen, it dips below 60. Sometimes it hits a little over 60, but I'm also playing it on 2K settings. So it tends to run a little bit not too great sometimes, but that's on high settings. If I were to switch it to a lower setting, of course it'd run better. If I switch it to a higher setting, it's going to run like absolute garbage. But I think this is a very happy medium for streaming and recording. I like it. I don't lag. I don't have little frame rate stuttering and lockups everywhere. None of that happens. And I should mention, this is with me recording. So in general, the performance is going to go a little bit lower than normal. Now, I really like the world design as well. It's very big, very open world. There's mini bosses like that guy everywhere. Don't mess with them unless you have a full group. That guy is, no, don't mess with him. If you see a big lake, you can in fact swim over it. Games that don't let you swim are weird. I'm sorry, they're just weird. And you see that big blue thing over there? That's an instance dungeon you can do. And speaking of instance dungeons, the load times on this game are really fast except for one area, but it could just be a bug, which is the first movement boss. Room just doesn't want to load fast, but eventually you will get in. Besides that, everything seems to load very fast. Now let's talk about user interface and user experience. So the UI clarity, the HUD's really clean. There's nothing in the way. It's almost like you're playing a Souls-like game. You see what you need to see. You see your abilities, you see your hotkeys, how to drink your potions, your health, and your quest, and a compass at the top of your screen. Nothing else is getting in your way. Even your experience bars at the very bottom of the screen, it's that 1 pixel line at the very bottom. You can barely even see it. They make sure that you can see everything in front of you. Inventory management, on the other hand, I think it's a little messy. It's not too intuitive, you can say. It's just, here's a bunch of stuff and it's gonna fill up your inventory. Enjoy, loser. That's the inventory system. But quest tracking is really nice. It's very old school, but modern. You know, there's your quest in the top right corner. If you want to track them, go to the quest tab, look for the quest you want to track, pin it, and there you go. Now it's being tracked. You can look around your compass. You'll see it on your compass. You can open up your big map. You'll see it on your big map. Very straight to the point. Now, of course, we're talking about user experience here, and they have gathering and crafting. Gathering is very straight to the point. Once again, very simple, nothing too intuitive, but doesn't really need to be, in my opinion. It's just an MMO. You're supposed to just gather and craft stuff, but it would be nice if they did add a little more to it. Crafting, pretty much the same thing as gathering. Open up the thing. You want to make a sickle, click it. Say you're going to make one of them, hit craft. There you go. You got a sickle and some experience. Once again, nothing too intuitive, nothing unique, but it gets the job done. All right, so let's talk about MMO elements now. Character creation, that's one of them, right? Now I'm going to make this fast, don't worry. When you're making your character, you choose a face preset. Choose whichever one is closest to what you envision your character being. Afterwards, you choose a body type. Now the character customization goes very in depth. You choose skin color, wrinkles, your face outline even. You can change, you could structure it exactly how you want it to look. You can do so much in their character customization. Personally, from my own experience, this feels very, very in depth. Now, the only thing I will say that I didn't really like about the character creation was I didn't feel like I could find personally a hairstyle that I personally like. But once again, that's personal issues. I just didn't like how the hair sits on the character. Something about it looked like they all look like wigs to me instead of blending well. And for some reason, there's like 8 bald options down here. Don't know why, but hey, if you want to be bald, super bald, extra bald, you can be. But that's the only part about the character customization I didn't really like. All the rest of it I think is great. Now let's talk about classes. You can't play the sorcerer right now, but she uses a staff, monosphere, and a grimoire. You also can't play the assassin right now, but she uses a saber, wrist blades, and musket. The other 4 classes are playable, which are berserker, they use chain blades, twin axes, and a battle axe. The paladin uses lance, halberd, and a mace. The ranger uses a bow, crossbow, and a rapier. And finally, the class that I chose, the swordsman. They use a greatsword, sworded shield, and dual blades. I'm not going to get too in depth about all the classes and weapons, but I will explain why it matters that they have multiple weapons. Just like I'm using my sword and shield here, I can simply swap to dual blades and swap back. Now, there is no delay for that, which means even if I'm in the middle of combat, like for example, I'm going to fight this guy with my dual blades and I'm going to switch to my sword and board when I need it right there. And I can parry him on the fly. Switch back to my dual blades if I want to finish him off. Point is, based on the 2 weapon types you choose, like for example, I could go sword and board and a great sword instead. You just get different play styles, different feelings of the game. It's awesome in my opinion. Now for the social aspect, you'll definitely find players. I understand it's just a play test, but there are players everywhere fighting monsters. For example, let me go ahead and steal the credit for this boss right here. Thank you, sir. Essentially, it's a very active game. You can tell they really care about this game. The party system is very simple. Create a party, choose the options you want to open or close, public or approval, so you can have only your friends join, for example. You can even have a minimum equipment score requirement. So if you're fighting world bosses or something, you can name your party, you know, world boss farm, and have a equipment score requirement. Or you can simply go to find party and instead of creating your own, join someone else's. I'm assuming because it's a playtest, they didn't add any monetization options or to show us how they plan to. But if you do a quick little Google search, you'll see that they claim there will be no pay to win, which that's a very big thing. We don't like pay to win. They did say that there'll be pay for convenience though. I'm really hoping that just means like inventory space. Like that's fine. If you want to flex your money by smacking your inventory in our face, go for it. I feel the overall potential of this game is really good. I really hope they don't mess this up because I need an MMO to play right now. Now the last thing we're really going to talk about is comparison. What do you think this game feels like? Like what does this game remind you of, for example? For me personally, it kind of reminds me of New World. I don't know why, but it just sort of gives me a New World vibe. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't mean the bad parts of New World. I know Amazon really, pooped the bed there, but the gameplay itself felt great. That's something you can't deny. It also has an essence of Souls-like, well, at least if you're using sword and shield, because parrying feels amazing. But at the start of the video, I did mention there was a big but as much as I did enjoy parrying. So for some reason, the second movement was like this giant boss with big legs. And even if you target it, you just swing at the air 25% of the time, and that doesn't feel good. It's very infuriating, one would say. Like, I didn't break my keyboard, but was I close to it? Okay, not really, but still. My point is that it was annoying. That's it. Do I think Chrono Odyssey is worth playing? Big yes, or else I wouldn't be playing it. I think it has great potential. Please don't make me regret saying this. Now, if you're watching this around the time it was uploaded and you still need a key, like the video, comment down below. I still have an extra key to give away. Just say you want it. If you want to see my Sea of Stars review, on the other hand, you can just click over here.